So firstly, I think I will introduce myself very briefly. I am RK Gokul. I have secured All India rank 424 this year, and I belong to Tamil Nadu. And this is my fifth attempt, and it is my first mains and first interview as well. So I'm very fortunate that I could able to clear in first mains and first interview itself. So a brief background about myself. I have already cleared state public services, and I'm already working for state government from past 1 year. So and now I have completed my B mechanical engineering in Anna University under Tamil Nadu itself. Post that I started my preparation, and my optional subject is political science and international relations. So I think I've covered most of the basic things about me. And yes, so about my marks, I have secured very good written marks for me. For example, I have secured 781 in written. For example, in GS, I have secured decent marks, not so high or low. In GS1, I have secured 91. GS2, I have secured 111. And in GS3, I have a bit lower marks, around 70s and 70s. But in GS4, I have secured 121. In essay, I have secured 117, and in optional I have secured 271. So I think in political science I have secured a little bit decent marks. So I will be focusing more on political science in this discussion, and also about ethics and essay. In these three areas have been my stronger areas. As I feel, and Marx tells that. So I think I will go with these three papers in a lot of detail. So that is a brief introduction about myself. And all your queries, please comment in the box. I will take it after a brief introduction about the overall, the basic questions, right? So I will first take them and then I will answer to your questions. Okay, is it fine? Okay, so I want the session to be a bit interactive. Whoever has joined the session just gives a sign of thumbs up or something like that, so I could be able to understand that you are listening to this. Okay, thank you. So my UPSC journey, I have told that already. So okay, so first I think there might be beginners might be seeing this video, or someone have given the prelims and are waiting for the results very anxiously. I know how anxious you would be. It is speculated that results will be out next week. So all the best for everyone. To before that, I want to just thank UPSCTIME for giving me this platform and opportunity to bring out my experience, and it might help future officers of who are been writing in civil services. So thank you UPSCTIME for this. Okay, resuming the thing. So many are waiting for prelims result, and you will be very much some of them it will be first mains. So you would have a very fever idea about where to start for the mains preparation, how to start all these things. Yes, as a aspirant, I too had all these doubts, whatever you are having. So I would tell my experience. You just listen it carefully, and if you are listening to this, just I would recommend to have a note and a pen with you. Wherever important points I tell, please note it down, because whenever we hear, only we hear, no, it might easily, it gets through 1 year and gets away from other year. So I would recommend to keep a pen and note with you. Wherever you feel it is important, you can just take a note of it. Okay. So first, I will cover the basic things like this. For a beginner, it will be helpful briefly. So it's a prelims, mains, and interview. Three stages are there. For prelims, we would cover almost every subject of humanities, then science, almost everything. And there comes the second part, very important, CSAT. So now it is have gone very much significant in coming years, and in past few years and coming years as well. So for me also, initial two attempts I couldn't able to clear CSAT. And GS also, I have been securing a good cut-off marks. I have crossed it, but not a very high margin. But this year I secured around 97 in my GS paper and 92 in CSAT paper. So I think it has been from failing CSAT to getting 92. I think I have worked something, or something have worked for me as well. So I will share that as well. Okay, so CSAT plays a very crucial role in this preparation. So now I think let us start from prelims itself. Okay, then I focus on mains, and interview stage is not much significant as of now, but I will tell briefly how to prepare and all these things. Okay, so for prelims and mains, as we all know, the sources are all integrated. So I will tell my sources, and I will also so you can kindly note it. Basically, I did a basic course in an institute, so those class notes were been the foundation for me. Apart from it, NCERT books have been a very much foundation for me. So you have to read NCERT books. It's very important. Many may be having dilemma whether to read NCERT books that directly jump into the standard books like Lakshmikant and Spectrum. But I would recommend for a beginner you read NCERT. Also, in any stage of preparation or irrespective of attempts, you read NCERT. Why I'm stressing this, because the points, the syllabus has been framed based on the syllabus of NCERT itself. So that's why I'm telling it. If you go through the syllabus of your NCERT textbooks, the UPS syllabus also resonates the same thing. So I'm stressing more on this. So in which section you have to study, that is also a major doubt. I would suggest from 9th onwards it is fine. For some important subjects, you can go from 6th itself. For example, geography, history, these subjects you can go from 6th itself. And for few subjects, economics and politics, I think 9 to 12 is important. And for economics, macroeconomics is very important. Microeconomics books is not that significant. One or two chapters is important. That's it. So society also, there is not much significance in prelims, but for mains there is a significance. So that is a yellow color book in NCERT. I can't remember the name, but that is the book. You can read it for a basic understanding in social science society. Okay. So apart from it, sources I followed, I will go in a chronological, orderly way. For example, GS1 in starting with history. History, three branches of history are there: modern history, medieval history, and ancient history. So modern history spectrum, it is sorted out. Everyone should read spectrum again and again. That is very important. Apart from it, NCRTs. New NCRT is enough. Or an old NCRT, Bipin Chandra is there. It's much bulkier. So new NCRT is enough if you have time. But see, you have to prioritize which we should read, which we should in other times. The core is that the spectrum itself. So second, medieval India, I think I followed SCRT, that is Tamil Nadu textbook, class 11, Tamil Nadu textbook class 11 and 12. It is mingled there, so you have to read this. And also the new textbook of Tamil Nadu is very good, because in Delhi markets I've seen the older version of Tamil Nadu textbooks. So if possible, you can download the new textbooks from Tamil Nadu Textbooks Corporation is there, so you can download from it and you can follow it. So apart from Tamil Nadu textbooks, I also referred old NCERT written by Satish Chandra. So these are my two sources for medieval India. And in ancient India, I followed the same Tamil Nadu textbooks and R.S. Sharma. R.S. Sharma, older NCERT. I read it. And also new NCERT, you can give a glance and take a notes. If you are having a lot of time, you can give this. But this is the priority. Tamil Nadu textbooks, then old NCERT, R.S. Sharma is there, then new NCERT. This is the way I no, because I have given a lot of years into it, so I read multiple sources. But if you are a beginner, you stick with one source. Tamil Nadu SCRT is fine for these more medieval and ancient, because it is very wide. We can't cover everything, because no, the questions are asked from Upinder Singh. That is a history optional student study. So we can't study all these things. So be contented with whatever materials you are having. Revise it again and again. Take notes after a particular point of time, like third revision or fourth revision. You should be able to take notes from out of it. Not much notes, like very shorter notes that you could be able to read before the day of examination. So that is how the notes should be. I will share my notes here. Okay, so that is not a thing. So apart from it, history is fine. Then geography, it is NCERT syllabus. NCERT books are very much enough. And apart from it, GC Leong is there, but I haven't read much from GC Leong. But you can read something. And the geography optionals, wala, they do Sabinder Singh, etc. But that is not important here. That's not needed. Okay, so geography mainly there is two areas, like static areas will asked, and second thing is like climatology and all these things. That is everything covered in books. And second thing, mapping. Map plays a very significant role in geography. So for mapping, what did I do? I did was first have an atlas daily. You should have develop a habit of going through the atlas. Like one day you cover Asia, one day you cover Africa, one day you cover India. So all these things. So when coming to atlas, you have to separate the things into several parts. For example, like world mapping, Indian mapping. Okay, so these are the two areas. In world mapping, you should, so atlas is very huge. It is open ended. We can't study everything, every straits there, every rivers there. So how can we restrict what we have to study? Means you can refer the previous year's questions. Okay, so I followed the Drishti compilation of 25 years of previous questions that they have given mapping separately. Okay, so first go through all those questions, read the options like you are studying. Okay, so it's not a problem that you also read the options, the correct answers, everything. Okay, so if you're doing that 25 years of PYQs in mapping, you would able to understand which areas UPSC is focusing more. So in that areas, you will start focusing automatically. Your mind will be accustomed to do that, so you will start focusing automatically. So PYQs are the base. This is the basics for every subjects. Okay, so PYQs are the one we have to very important, because with the help of PYQs only we will be able to draw the boundary. Otherwise, syllabus is going on and going on with current affairs as well. Okay, so for maps, I've told world mapping, India mapping. India mapping, that is physical mapping and political mapping. In political mapping, you will get resources, wherever the resources are found, like uranium, where it is found in India, not found in India, whether it's found in India. So all this, gold, and anything if it's recently been found out, it is very important. Okay, so that is also you should also keep track with the current affairs as well. Some compilations and some kind of crash courses are released for maps, so you can follow that anytime. Okay, so this is I think majorly for geography. Apart from it, history, geography, then society, I think it is not much significant for prelims. I will discuss in mains area. But current affairs is important. You read any one compilation like PT 365, Vision IAS, or any one compilation, whichever you are comfortable with, or wherever you are taking coaching. Read that institute's compilation. Okay, current affairs material, that is good and good enough. Okay, so geography is sorted out. Then society, geography, and history. I think these are the three things. In paper two, if you see, there is like polity is there. So polity, everyone knows it is Lakshmikant. And class notes. So class notes in NCERT are mandatory. Apart from this, the basic source, the core sources, what I'm telling, modern history spectrum for polity, Lakshmikant. And for international relations, since my optional is political science, I didn't had any specific kind of source. But you want any source, Vajra Mello book is fine, or you can so for Pavneet Singh's book is there, but it's very bulky. I won't. It's good, but if you have time, you can read specific areas. Okay, so that is enough. And just follow the politicals that PT 365 and Vision magazines. Okay, that is to cover major part of international relations. That is enough. And you also see any podcast or any kind of there is Vantage by Palki Sharma Upadhyay, or Hindu pages, editorial pages. These things are very important for international relations. So you could have the depth in the topics, current scenarios. So apart from it, political science and then governance haven't prepared separately, but in ethics, the last 2 points, last two areas is governance related. So I used to merge these two areas and I used to prepare for it. Okay, so this is how governance is prepared. And take any one material like Yellow, no, Vajra Mello books, or Vision's value addition books, any one thing. I have referred both, so you can take one thing. Our next, so paper three, I think it is economics. Economics, I referred Shriram IAS material. Okay, so Shriram IAS material. There is two set of spirals I got from their market, and I referred it. One of the seniors mentioned it, so it was very holistic. Shriram IAS material. But other materials which are very popular among aspirants, that's like Vivek Singh is good. Okay, so you can read, but I haven't read that, but I've heard that it is good, so we can do it as well. Okay, so NCRTs are main, class 11, 12, class 11 NCRT, that macroeconomics is very important for economics, and current affairs is important. So from science and technology, there is not a particular source which covers holistically. So what we have to do is NCRTs, it covered basic things, but it's not much relevant to what the questions are asked. But sometimes direct questions are also asked. So there is several topics which has been earmarked by some institutes. You can refer that. So you can read the NCRTs basically. Then you can go for current affairs material itself. Vision, that material itself is enough for this. Okay, any compilations, PYQs. PYQs are the main source. Takes notes out of PYQs. That's what I am telling. I'm stressing on. Many don't take notes on PYQs. They just solve the questions and they know it is we have solved right, so they will leave it. What you should do is, so you have to take notes on every points that new question might come the following year. So you should be thorough with every points in the PYQs, how they are asking, how elimination tricks works there. So all these things I will cover in the next part. So that is economics is done. Then internal security, again the same class notes or yellow books, it's good. But that is a book by Satish Kumar, or an IPS officer. He has written a book. You can also refer it. Internal security. Then for environment, I refer Shankar IAS plus PW, new one, PWF, PWS, I think. So that is one more paper which is recently been launched. That is also very good. PMF, yeah, that, thank you. So that is very good in that. But there are more than 700 pages in PMF. So what I did was just cover the current areas, like the recent Ramsar sites that is not available in Shankar. So the Shankar is basic material. I understand whatever the topics: ecology, biodiversity, climate change, and other organizations. These are the four sections in environment. So cover the basic things there. Then you come to PMF. PMF, you cover the current affairs, like national parks. They might be having good map. So in those areas you cover. They have also covered PYQs. So that area, just skim through it. You can't entirely revise the PMF because it is more than 600 pages or something. So it is not possible to revise. Okay, so this is one thing. So environment, economics, internal security, and kind of science and technology. So I've covered most of the things here. So paper 4, so these are the for prelims. Apart from it, current affairs, as I already told, follow any one particular. I would recommend PT 365 is good because majority will be following that only. So if you don't know the answer, majority will not be also knowing it. So that is how prelims works. You have to eliminate and you have to apply. There is no direct questions. There is no thing like direct questions in prelims. Okay, so you just follow it, and anyone crash course compilation at last minutes during prelims they will launch. So you just see that. Okay, so I think basics of GS prelims is covered. Now CSAT is a very important area. So what I did was take a class. If you are not from maths background or engineering background, so take a class. That is because without guidance we might be misled. We might not be even going in the correct path. There will no one to correct us. So I would suggest take a good class. I took a class, many classes. YouTube there is available. Many classes are available. I took it Amit Garg Caesar classes. I also took them. So that was good for me. And but no single class is complete. Okay, so there is always a feeling that in UPSC we will never get the completeness. Like we have covered the entire things. Even before the exam, even after clearing the exam, I think there are a lot of areas which I should cover better. So this is a very natural thing. So don't take it as a unique thing for you only. Okay. So you take one class, take the notes judiciously. Then apart from and have a separate formula sheet by you write from your own hand. Okay, there is a lot of sheets available in Telegram, but if you keep on reading that, it is of no use. You write in your own words whatever you remember, like mensuration. These are the formulas: area, volume. So all the important things you write it: circle, square, rectangle, all these things. Then for no, this number system is very important. Number system, average, LCM, and HCF. All these three things is combined. We have to study it. So number system is very important. Many more than 10 questions are asked from number system. So you be thorough with number system. So okay. Apart from it, number system, mensuration, and a few permutation combination, that is also very important. Probability is also important. So these two areas we have to also cover. And the reasoning, I think we can do without lot of efforts, but you keep whatever a strategy with yourself. For example, number series, finding odd one out, or wrong number or missing number. It might seem very easy, but it will easily take your time, like 2 or 3 minutes. We will having a ego that such a easy question we can't answer. So with that ego, if you sit in the exam hall, 2 to 3 minutes is gone. That is a very huge time for CSAT. Okay, so keep a strategy beforehand. For number series, what I used to do is, just for example, I'm telling, that is strategy. Like first you have to apply addition, then multiplication, then subtraction, then division, all this basic force. Then there comes a square, cube, you have to apply this, or square root, you have to apply this. Then you composite, both combined. So for example, addition plus multiplication. So these kinds of comparison, or at final stage, that is called a pyramid method. Okay, you reduce. 5 numbers are there, means first you reduce the difference. 666, if that is in 6 or 12 or something like that. So you keep on reducing the difference between them and finally arrive at a particular number. So from that onwards you can take reversely. Okay, so that is also a method, number series. So this one example I'm telling. So how your mind should function when you see a question from particular topic, that's what I'm trying to tell. Okay. Okay, so I think it is fine now for CSAT. If you have any doubts also, you can ask in CSAT particularly. Okay, so apart from it, I think that these are the basic things for max. Okay, there is no time and work, distance, speed, train, boat, all these things come in a particular area. So first I told number system, average, LCM, HCF, then number series and all reasoning things, like bet relation, date, clock, all these things. Then comes permutation, combination, probability. That is one set. Then third set is time and distance, speed, and work. Then the train, boat, all these things comes at a separate third section. So I think these are the major sections where questions are asked. Apart from it, mensuration I have mentioned separately. So these are under prioritized. Okay, so first number system, then permutations, then time and work, then go for other miscellaneous areas. Okay, the major questions are coming from here only. If you take the PYQs, you would know it. Then for English comprehension, I think this is the very important area. Many will neglect this English comprehension area, but this is very, very important area because that's a particular strategy which worked out for me this time. I scored 92. So what worked for me is for English comprehension, the approach I reverse the approach. For example, first used to read the options given, then I go for the question. In major parts, there will not be a need to read the whole passage. With the options itself, we can arrive at the answer. Okay, so how I'm telling is there are four options if given. First check the keyword, like corollary of the passage, crux of the passage. So these are the kind of keywords, like what it implies. So these are the kind of keywords they use in UPSC suggestions, these kinds of keywords they use. So I think it's very hard. If you take in detail, it will take more time. Okay, if needed, I will have a separate class in CSAT itself. Okay, so now I have to give an overall brief. So I will stick to some briefing of CSAT. Okay, so with this, we have to read the options. Options, four options, two will be more contradictory. Two will be more of like same thing. So in that you can eliminate two options and you arrive at two options, B or C, like that. Then you have to read what it has been demanded. If crux is asked, just go through the paragraph quickly. Send the first three lines, middle three lines, and last three lines. 9 lines are there. So go through it. What the overall thing reflects, you can take it as a crux. So this is just for an example I'm telling. So, but you have to practice a lot in this area. But if you practice this, it will be more helpful for you in CSAT. You can solve in 30 minutes itself. Then for next to 1.5 hours, you can focus in maths. So that's why I'm telling it. Okay, so if possible, I will share written notes detailedly in that. Okay. So yes, apart from it, after studying CSAT, solving strategy is also very important. So first, what I do is for first 30 minutes, I used to solve max itself because our mind is fresh. So go for max. Then for again, for try to solve at least 10 questions. You keep a target. I will solve 10 questions in the first 30 minutes itself. Okay. So then you come for reading comprehension. Just to finish next 30 minutes, how much you can finish that reading comprehension. Then again go for max for some 40 minutes or something. Then last 20 minutes you come for reading comprehension. So by using this, you will be actively doing whatever it demands. Okay. So apart from it, so I think optional, this is very important. Apart from it, optionals, I think many keep telling that despite lot of efforts, my score is not improving in mock test and all. So first of all, I want to clarify that mock test does not reflect your performance. In the real examination and mock examination, there is a lot of variation will happen. Okay. So to improving mock examination is okay. So what is very important is solving papers is very important. You should solve at least some number of papers in last 3 months of the prelims. You should solve papers. So full papers you solve from multiple institutes. Solving alone is not important, but after solving the paper, you have to take the that explanation sheets, right? So take the explanation sheets and you sit it like 3 to 4 hours will take place. So you have to sit for 3 to 4 hours. and you should analyze wherever mistake had happened, whichever area you are not very confident with. So these areas you should analyze and you should re-revise. Once you think this area I'm not very confident about or not very correct, you go back to the original source. Like for example, if you're given a question asked from governor area, if you are wrong, go to the Lakshmikant, take the governor area and read the entire Lakshmikant. That is very important. Okay, so that is how you have to improve the keep on improving the marks. Apart from it, PYQs, I'm stressing it again and again. PYQs are very very important. You should be with fingertips. Like for example, if you're reading and you should remember that in 2018 this question was asked in PYQs. So this is how clarity you should have in PYQs. That is why I'm telling it. Syllabus and PYQs are pillars of this examination, foundation of this examination. Okay. So I think prelims is I covered a bit detailed in this way. Then about mains, I think it is very much elaborate. I will try to cover briefly. My optional is political science. So first I start with political science. Is there any political optional here? This times? If yes, please comment on it. Okay. So okay. So political science. Is there any political optional here? Okay. I will tell about briefly. Okay. So are you a beginner or? Oh, okay. Okay. No problem. I will cover it. Okay. So I will cover briefly. So in optional is optional. There is a differentiation between GS and optional, but not much differentiation. The whatever you knowledge you gain in optional, it will be useful in political. It will be useful in GS, and whatever knowledge you get in GS, you can implement in optional also. So don't take it as a discrete things of all the prelims, mains, all integrated. Don't make it discrete. The approach and strategy is alone differs, but all the things are very integrated. Even in option interview, everything is integrated. So in optional, first read the syllabus again and same thing. So for example, once you are done with the basic coaching and your notes are you have notes for every topics in your optional, you read it again and again. You have to read many times, because for political science there is western political thinkers are there. Those are some areas which need lot of understanding, because the philosophies are very in depth. So we, after repeated reading only, we get the clarity out of it. Okay, if you are from switching from engineering background to humanities background, take a coaching. It is not a crime. So take a coaching and get thorough with the basics. Once notes are you have the notes for every syllabus, every topic of the syllabus, you will be better confident. Okay, then you can clarify again and again. So first, get this. There is no particular books I followed for optional. I just followed Shubhra Ranjan ma'am's notes. I attended the class, I took notes in my hand itself, and I followed that notes only. For current affairs alone, I followed civil strength current affairs, and also ma'am used to keep updated, and also newspapers are very important. So these are the areas current affairs, and I entirely took digital notes only. So for optional. Okay, if I will show at the end how I took the notes, and note making is very important for mains, and I also explain about the note making in a separate time. So now paper one, every optional paper 1A, 1B, 2A, 2B is there. So 1A is like uh, it's a theoretical part, like western political thinkers, philosophies, all these things will be coming in paper 1A. 1B is GS2, same Indian government, politics and everything. So 2A is again a theoretical part for international relations, like comparative politics, what are under theories in international relations, and all these things will come. Then 2B again is again world politics. It is a current affairs, whatever you read in newspaper, like Ukraine-Russia relation, Ukraine-Russia war, India-Pakistan, so US, China, and all these things will be covered in 2B. It's a very interesting, interesting and organic optional. So that's why I chose in first hand. Okay, so this is how. But for optional, I think yes. So few students are here. Yes, I just relied on Subranjan ma'am notes alone, because that itself is like 12 spirals. You can't have time. You don't have time to read other books as well. Okay, so let's stick to it. One source is enough. For current affairs alone, you keep reading newspapers and any other materials. Like I told Civil Strength, he will release a compilation of current affairs topic wise, so you can use that. Okay, and so that is my source for optionals. So yes, And other GS, I will tell the source and things briefly. GS1, again, whatever for prelims, I follow the same notes. Apart from it, by writing the mock test, I will take I read the explanations and I will take notes on my own. And also used to correct my paper on my own. Someone might from institute will be correcting it, but again, at the second time, I used to correct it on my own. So whenever we correct the paper ourselves, we can understand where we are lagging information, or where we are lagging. Yeah, I took for political science, I took coaching in Subramanian, and for GS, I took coaching in Vajra, both in Delhi only. Okay, so yeah, sorry, where I left, I think, yeah, we should, where I left, okay, so how to frame the main answer? GS1, right? Yeah, sorry. So GS1, you have to evaluate yourself, the paper. Then only you can understand where you are lagging knowledge, where you are you are stuck at. Okay, so that is very important. So self evaluation is very important. Keep the explanation key aside, and you check each and every points. You will get the value addition there itself. You will get to know the time management, how to improve time management, where to we have to read further, and all these things you keep to self awareness is very important in this examination, particularly mains and interview. Okay, so self evaluation is one thing which I practiced and helped me a lot. Okay, so apart from it, give few marks for full marks. You can give few. Just take the marks you're getting an optional with a pinch of salt, because it is not going to reflect in the original examination. That the scenario is entirely different. Okay, so in mocks, what you have to see is time management, whether you could be able to recall the questions. Okay, so these are the few things you should be noticing in mocks. Okay, and the presentation is as well. Keep it at the third. The presentation aspect is also very important. It gives a positive mindset to the evaluator, because they're evaluating a lot of papers, and suddenly a good paper appears. They feel happy to evaluate in it. Okay, otherwise the same mundane things will be happening in each and every paper. So you can keep apart you from other papers. Okay, that is a added advantage, but that not some mandatory thing. Yeah. Okay, so I will give a multiple. Okay, a basic idea about how to write an GS answer. Okay, so GS answer mainly is like, you have to first you have to read the basic source whichever I mentioned. Then you're taking mocks. Just go for mocks. Don't sit that I will complete the entire paper. I will complete entire syllabus. Then only I write mocks. Don't do it for prelims mains. Okay, just start writing mocks. Whichever knowledge you have. You have attended the classes. You have some basic reading. You have reading newspapers. So just go and take the mocks in first place. Then you get to know where we are lagging. Then it's both a parallel process. You should do both parallelly, and also PYQs. So all these three things should be done in parallel. Then only you get a holistic result. Okay, if you keep like you have to complete the syllabus, then you will not be able to complete the syllabus. Okay, so first start writing the mocks, irrespective of your knowledge, understanding anything, any fear. Just start writing the mocks. Don't care about the marks you get, rank you get. That is not important. Okay, so in GS mocks, GS papers, what I used to do is I used to create a framework, mental framework. Like for if there is a question in history, I would give 2 lines of introduction, like whatever it is. Like you can't give a current affairs based introduction or fact based introduction in history, so you can give a definition. For example, Chola architecture. The Chola architecture has been evolved through Rajaraja Chola, Rajendra Chola during this period of time. You can like write like this, and then you can write like. So what is the very important significance of Chola architecture, like the temple architecture, the bronze sculptures? So then what is the unique things, like the sculptures in their temples? The Shiva, they focused on Shaivism, and the marvel scientific things in architectures. They focused like huge boulder in the top of the temple, how they used it. So the scientific marvel is there. So, and how the next thing, like from where they inspired this, and from here the Dravidan temple architecture started. So all these things you have to connect. So this is the mental framework. If temple architecture is asked, I would write the features of the temples, Chola architecture, or any kind of architecture like that. Nagara style or no. So I will write this things. Okay, that is very important. The basic features of the architecture first, then I go for whatever the important significant architectures they have done. Second thing, then who are the very important contributors to it, from whom they inspired, and what is the present situation. And so these are, I got 5 points already. So for 10 marks you should have 6 points, and for 20 marks you should have some 12 points. That is enough. Okay, so 2 lines or 2 to 3 lines of introduction, don't go above it. Then 6 pointers if you are writing 10 marks, then 12 points if you are writing for 20 marks. Then again conclusion you write 2 to 3 points. For paper 1 conclusion is enough. Okay, for paper 2 and 3 you should write way forward, particularly if measures are asked, you should write a way forward. Okay, so way forward you can write 2 to 3 suggestions. That should not be same like conclusion. A conclusion you tell that it is a positive thing, so its future it can improve. But way forward we have to write your own suggestions. Okay, that is very important. So paper 2 and 3 way forward is important. Every question you have to write way forward. I think, yeah, similarly you have a structure for every question. So you will not take time. Immediately after reading the question, you will start writing the answers. Okay, so that is very, because you don't have time to read the questions there in mains examination. You just have 7 minutes for each question, so you have to be very spontaneous in writing the answers. So that is very important. So keeping this skeleton or framework helps you a lot. Okay, so I think a multidimensional answer, you also keep ready with you the diagrams, like various flow charts, like drawing this and others, or you give a map. Wherever geography questions comes, you give a map where the ores presented in these areas. You should also be able to draw the world map very quickly. So that is also very important. India map, world map, or whatever. If there is a particular state, it has been asked, like, western coast, why there is frequent flooding in the eastern coast of India or the eastern coast of India. You should also be able to draw the coastal part of India, the northeast part of India. So wherever, it's just creativity. Wherever you can get, you think you can have a creativity, you do that. That is very important. So map drawing is one thing. Then bar charts and pie diagrams. So all these things. For example, a composition of tribes in India, you can use a pie chart. And so it's absolutely creativity or complete degree of freedom here. You can practice anything here, but keep beforehand that I will be using only this diagram. Okay, for economics means I will give economic survey as a source and budget as a source. So these are the few authentic sources you can give there. For economics, I will take this as a source for data. For polity, I take the recent judgments as examples, recent constitutional articles, amendments as examples. So this is how you should prepare. For economics, I already told. For environment, you can take data from down to earth or Central for Studies of Environment and Science, that is there, or State of Forest Report. So these are some few areas where you can take the data from. Okay. Okay, if there is any bouncer question, then it is bouncer for everyone. For example, this year there was a question called twisters, the democratic winter. Many were not aware of that wordings before. But what I did is I had a bit of idea. Twister means it's like a kind of cyclones or that kind of tornadoes, that kind of thing. So I able to wrote whatever prepared for cyclones. I able to write it. First phase I used it, a low pressure created during this. Created because of low pressure, spiral cyclone thing. Okay, then I wrote whatever prepared for cyclone. The democratic winter also, it's again a population related topic. So it is like the population is it's stagnant or declining. So exactly, it's Japan. It's denoting Japan's population scenario. So keep that in mind, and you read whatever things, measures to improve the populations and all these things. So yes, but don't leave any question. If you are leaving any question in mains, you are out of the race already. So try to attend every question, irrespective of you know or not. But keep that whichever questions are bouncers, you keep it at last to attend, because the paper format is like there is a question, there is a page to answer. So that is how the paper format is. So whichever question you know, write it completely. Then last 10 minutes you can write whichever question you have left with whatever knowledge you have. Okay, just bring in. You can clearly tell that if it is in geography, if it is from the topic of geography, you can match somewhere and you write it. Okay, that is not a huge thing. But each and every marks is very important, because in 30 marks I have lost 300 ranks. So I am telling the significance of marks. Each and every mark is very, very important for you. So I've told PYQ, importance of PYQs I've covered. Okay, so I think now I've ethics and essay left, right? So for ethics, what I did was I first thing to complete in my mains preparation, first month of mains preparation, I completed ethics, because a major chunk is now solved. So I'm doing an optionals, and side by side also I've completed my ethics. It's given a lot of confidence for me, because GS it's never ending, it goes on. But ethics, there's only 7 topics you should complete. Each day I complete a topic. I followed Atul Garg notes for ethics. His video is also there, like around 30 videos will be there. So that was good for me. Otherwise, you can follow many sources are there. Lukman is there. Okay, so to follow any one particular source, whichever you are already following, you follow it. Or if you're someone new searching for a material, you can follow Atul Garg as well, because section A, section B is there, so it is very helpful. Um, so ethics, I'm telling it, it is not like other general studies subject. Okay, because it is a very organic paper. You should be have this articulative knowledge to write ethics answers. For other things, if you have 5 stock points, you can write a framework, you can write. For ethics, at presence of mind, you should be ingraining everything. For example, what is values? So if you are someone from Hindi, you translate the vernacular, that what is the exact meaning for value, attitude, aptitude, and all these things in your own language. Okay, for example, I am Tamil, so I translated in Tamil. Okay, so it keeps you can very clearly it will be stored in your mind. Okay, so there is a correlation between every topic. So now in ethics, what I did is to generate points, be thorough with the syllabus. There are 7 points. First, it is human values, ethics, and second, it is attitude. Third is aptitude, emotional intelligence, thinkers. Then it's governance, probity in governance and all, and corporate governance and all. Okay, these are the 7 topics in ethics. So now you get 7 points. From each one of the things, you can generate a point. For example, question is asked on any particular thing, attitude. So how emotional intelligence is affected by attitude? How governance is affected by the bureaucratic attitude? So this is the how you generate the points. Okay, we can't generate in the on spot. You have to have this kind of framework, kind of prior thinking to generate the points. Okay. Then ethics, what you have to do is first what I did is I just I see the video of that particular topic, then I read the notes of him. Then I used to take a notes, which 1 or 2 pages. Like for example, I show my ethics notes here. So this is how I have. So this tax, 7 topics, 7 tax is given. So see, this is like I've given here. So it is ethics. I have a diagram here relating everything. So this is around like topic 1. It is I've given topic 1 like so like attitude and topic both combined. I've taken some few page of notes. Okay, this is a very elaborate. You can also further decrease this. Okay. So this is how I have made notes separately take from any one source. So I will explain one particular topic. For example, see, this is corporate governance. I'm not sure whether it's audible, but it's not visible. So corporate governance, this is the 1-page notes I took for corporate governance. Okay. So first of all, I've written, kind of what is corporate governance exactly. Then a diagram. Okay. Then so you should write this figure. What figure mentions about. So then the constituents of corporate governance, I've written 3 points. Then what are the acts which is supporting this corporate governance or regulating corporate governance? I have this. Okay. So now principles. So I have used this flow chart. If time is enough, I used to write in points itself. But if there is a lack of time, I'm running short of time, I used to draw this flowchart. Whatever knowledge points are going to same, but I use this flowchart to manage the time. Yeah. So now you can, like in corporate governance asked, you can write in legal framework, the institutional framework. So for example, in information RTI, what you can write is the RTI Act, institutional legal framework is there. So institutional framework means there is a information officers are there in every department. So this is how you should be able to write. Okay. So that is a glimpse of my notes. I think it will be helpful for you to take your own notes. Taking own notes is very important for mains. Okay. So for ethics, I did this only basically. Apart from this core areas, what I did was I used to take the scholars from different area, political science, and also each topic I would have a scholar. I would conclude with a quote. I would conclude with a quotation. Okay, you can use that. See, for example, here our conclusion I have written. For morality, I have written the conclusion. I have boxed it. So this is the way also you can follow. Okay, so that is very important for ethics. So you value add Ambedkar, Gandhi, whatever they are telling in the particular topic, you add them. Okay, for example, women empowerment means you can add Coffee Annan or Ambedkar, whatever you told, you can add it. Okay, so creativity is very important for GS, ethics, everything. So then now I come to essay. So essay, what is very important essay is that again the same as ethics. Now here you are going to use all the subject knowledge, your optional, your GS subject knowledge, your prelims, whatever you have done, you're going to write because you have to write 12 pages. That is very huge. Okay, but you have enough time. You got enough time, 25 minutes to brainstorm and 1.5 hours to write an essay. So that is not a big deal. You get enough time to write an essay. So now you should practice brainstorming. How you should brainstorm means you should separate it. First, like 6 to 7 lines, I will give a brief scenario. Like that is, you can give a current event. You can give a hypothetical scenario. Like Gokul is a person here. He in this village. He is suffering from this, but government stepped in and helped it. So that is how you can write if a question is about governance or something. Okay, but if you're writing like this story kind of thing, be sure that you complete the essay with the same kind of story. So similar like Gokuls, there are many Gokuls are there in different parts of India. So government should do this kind of thing. You can connect both. Okay, then only the essay completes. So first write that scenario, anyone's scenario. Like I used to write poems as well, poem or any kind of anecdote. Anecdote means, for example, this year social media FOMO has been asked. So I used to compare it with the glass building. Every side it's a reflection of what we do. The same social media, what we do, the reflection comes in terms of comments and everything. So that is how I related it, and I prepared beforehand. Okay, so for example, I will show my notes. I can't share my screen here. I think so. So I share whatever notes I have. So this is one note. I used to take notes in this one note itself. So here I have written, you see, thinkers, PYQ themes. Just read past 5 years of essays. Take the topics. There will be approximately 40 topics. So now segregate them into particular themes. If you start segregating them, it would be mostly like see, it is like water disputes. Then it is technology. Okay. So this is how some 12 to 13 topics will come. Now it is sorted out. The counter is sorted out, right? So now you have to take notes for each and every topic. For example, say technology. See, I have written social network and all, and it came in my original test itself. The original UPSC question is also the same, so it helped me a lot. So what is the uses and what is the misuse? Both sides you should be knowing, and you should come to a conclusion. That is also very important. See, I have given a separate note for introductions. So introductions, I have given a separate notes. See, that is kind of introduction, and I've given a separate notes about it. For example, I've seen there's an anecdote. Whether you use anecdote or use real incident, or you use story, or use real life scene from film or real life, then there's some notes I have taken from many sources, reading papers and some compilations and toppers papers. Very important. I used to daily read one essay topper paper who scored good marks in 5 to 6 after tea time. I used to read it. Okay, one day ethics, one day essay. I used to read and take notes out of it. Whether any important points, value addition, I take out of it. Okay, so this is how you do it. So after introduction, you connect introduction and the third part, body, with using the second part. First part is introduction. Second part is a connecting part. So this is how you're going to tell how the essay is going to be. Okay, so you should transition from the introduction to the body part. Okay, so introduction, this is what has happened, and the question, the essay topic is this, write it elaborately, the quote, write elaborately, and how you are going to connect that introduction to the essay, you write it here. Then how we are going to go through the introduction, the body part, you also give a glimpse of it. Okay, the connectors, you have to also be very thorough with some connectors while switching the paragraph. Okay, while switching to a second paragraph, you start from where you left in the first paragraph. You have entered somewhere, start at that only. Okay, and then apart from it, body. So body is a major chunk of the essay. So now here there are different concepts are there. The basic concept like pestle, like polity, economics, environment, and science, technology, ethics, institutional ethics, international security, international relations, and all these areas you can bring in. But nowadays the essay questions are most of code based questions. You can't bring in like that. Okay, so you should be having, like, for example, happiness. So this year there was a question called happiness. So there you can write different dimensions. So happiness is one thing which we are contented with whatever we doing presently. That brings up preparation of UPSC. We're happily doing it. So that is also a happiness. But after preparation, if you get selected and you are in service, that is one kind of happiness. So before starting the preparation, that you are decided that I'm going to start the preparation, that is also one kind of happiness. So these are three different, and the happiness differs from person to person, from society to society. Happiness might differ. Okay, so for colonial people, before in 1950s, what is happiness is getting independence. But now what is happiness is having a leisure time is happiness. For UPSC aspirants, what is happiness is clearing the examination is happiness. For channels, YouTube, for social media, what is happiness is getting likes and shares, and reach of the content is happiness. So this is how we have to create examples and keep examples beforehand. That's what I told. Introductions and examples based on PYQ themes. There will be like 10 to 12 themes. You have introduction ready, conclusion ready, quotes ready, and examples ready for all these 10 to 12 topics. Okay, so how much you can do, it is enough. Okay, but do this exercise religiously. Then each week you write on one mock for essay, two essays. I wrote totally 10 papers and 20 questions. Okay, I used to self-evaluate, peer evaluation. Then from institute also they used to evaluate. So don't take the mark seriously, but each and every paper you can see the changes whatever you have brought in. Okay, so that is I think most probably for essay. I think that is. If you have any other doubt, also you can comment in essay. And apart from it, one more thing I used to do in essay is I belong to political science optional. So whatever the quotes of Socrates, Plato, Aristotle, Marx, all these quotes I know it beforehand because I study in optional. What I did extra is I used to study the sociology syllabus. There is kind of set of authors are there. For example, so thinkers have given thoughts to use. Yeah. So see, I have given a page like thoughts to use. So here I have given Charles Bukowski. His poems I used to write an introduction. Then self-love. There is a topic called self-love. I have given a poem for it. Nelson Mandela's poem Invictus is there. Then Carl Sagan for technology part, science part, futuristic, any kind of futuristic essays. You can use Carl Sagan or Stephen Hawking, Elon Musk. So these kind of people you can use as an example. They thought, many are told that it is not going to happen, but they proved it. So dreaming is very important. So you can connect that kind of thing. So now I have written Aravind Adiga, like also the Pulitzer winning books, whatever books I have read. So in that, from the books also we can take, for example, the example of loyalty. I have quoted Aravind Adiga's books in. So the example of treachery, I have quoted some kind of books. So these kinds of thing you can also add, and also you can take reference from movies, series, but most acclaimed, not a funny way, but in a very professional way. Okay, some good acclaimed movies you can take it, some good acclaimed books you can take it, but that should be knowing to many. That should be a famous book. Okay, that is very important. So see, for sociology, I have taken like someone. For anthropology, I read the anthropology syllabus. There are little thinkers are there. So I taken like Margaret Mead was there. Malinowski was there. Radcliffe Brown was there. So Yuval Noah Harari's book was there. So these kind of are anthropologist. Just also I took it, and I used to write in the quote in the essays. So supporting your answer is very important. You write a beforehand. I mentioned few scenarios for happiness, right? So for that, you can substantiate with this thinker's thoughts and lot of examples and others. So this gives a like kind of a organic way of presenting your essay rather than going for like same pestle way, giving the same examples like recent bill was passed and those mundane things everyone will write. But this will take your paper to stand apart. Okay, just follow it. Okay, so yes, I think essay is covered most probably. Then after writing the body, you have to cover different dimensions. Give different dimensions for body. For example, you write a utility, then write the downside of the topic as well. Then you come with then you'll be having entire essay. You'll be writing with a particular mindset. Then just give a contradictory mindset for this at one page. Last before one page, you give a contradictory mindset. This might also be happen. This is not same for all the scenarios. So like that, you can also give. And finally, you conclude it. Conclude with whatever positive way you can do it. You can also don't open a new topic in conclusion, but whatever you have used in essay previously, you can conclude with it in a positive way. Like for example, happiness itself. And happiness is not same for everyone, but everyone strives to achieve happiness. So happiness should be a path. Whatever we do, that is we have to. That's a term called cap time. Cap time means we are presently we are doing whatever we are doing in a happier way. That is going to be happiness for us. So that sees the situation. That is all cap time. So you can use that kind of things. Okay. So you can write happiness is not the destination, it is the path. Rather, it is a path. You can write like that. So that is it. Maximum. I think I have covered the entire area of mains, prelims, and everything. Yeah. In doubt session, if you want anything in more detailed way, I will explain. So last interview, I will tell briefly because at this point of time, interview is not should not be a concern. Okay. And also, my score was it's around 168 only. It's very low in marks because not low, it's good average marks, but not higher or not lower. So it's kind of that marks because as an interview, many things matter. It is not in your hand completely. The board, the timings, everything differs. Okay, or the day, the presence of mind you have, the before day, how you slept or not. All these things matter in this examination. So for me, it is entirely not DAP based, but few DAP based and also current affairs based. Okay, but I think I have answered quite good only. But it depends upon the acceptance or the expectations of the panel members. Okay, and also how the other panelists, other members in your board have also answered. The candidates who went before, after. That also matters. How you sit, how you present your answer, that is also matter. But whatever learning I did is you do basic like a district profile, your own profile, these kinds of things you have to do. That while you are preparing for interview, there will be guidance like a lot of coaching institutes will be coming out. Don't attend too much of mocks or don't attend too less of mocks, but give few offline mocks because you should the presentation while in online interaction, offline interaction varies a lot. So I would suggest ki you give few offline marks, okay? But again, the same review part, you don't take it very seriously, okay? You take it a little bit, okay. Whatever fits you, you can take it. Same thing, current affairs you have to study for interview for the optional subject you have to study a glimpse of it you have to know. Recent areas you have to know very much. It is important interview. Awareness is something is very important in interview. Yeah. So I think that is a brief about interview. Don't think much about it. Now you should focus on prelims and mains. So now this one part I have to address is now whoever resulting waiting for results, you might be very anxious that you whether you will clear or not. You are in border area. Whether I should start preparing for mains or whether I should start preparing for the next year or whether I should optionals. These are the questions I have received from many. So what I was in the same situation. So what I will do is if I am there is uh, so first, I think irrespective of your results, result is going to come. It's already been written. Now we can't change anything just by keep sitting and thinking. Okay, so what we can do is like just start studying optionals or ethics. That is very important. Okay, so ethics or optional. I would suggest optional. Starts doing seeing the videos and take, because seeing the videos will develop the articulation knowledge once again very much. Keep on reading for entire day, your brain will drain easily. So like afternoon time 2 to 5 I used to watch videos like ethics video one day, optional videos one day. Okay, this is how you can, I'm a bit of like not a late night person or too early morning. I used to like 11 to 6 I used to sleep, then post 6 I used to start study. That is what my study schedule is like. For average, I used to study for 8 to 12 hours. It differs day to day. Okay. Some days I will not study. I just read the newspapers and I just read few things, and I would not. I take rest completely, go out completely. So every day you can't be a same. We are human being finally, so we can't be same every day. That is also very important. So don't stress yourself with unrealistic expectations from you. Just plan out what we are going to complete. Okay, so timing is not important. Whether the have you completed the plan, the topics, that is very important. End of the day, before going to sleep, you should be very contented with whatever you have completed. Okay, you should be fulfilled that I have planned this and I have completed this. That's how you should be judging your productivity, not based on the number of hours you are studying. Okay, that is very important. So I think I've covered most of the things, and for mains I think you start with optional. That is a very important thing. So now I think I can address your question, so you can start asking the questions whatever you have. So one has asked, I'm novice from Jammu and Kashmir. Kindly help me out. How can I clear CAPF? Yeah, I also want to talk about Plan B. I am not sure whether everyone is. Some might be in years of preparation and are confused about how to, whether you can't fully concentrate. You'll be having a lot of self doubt and any kind of pressures from peer pressure, family pressure will be there. So what you have to do is Plan B is like, you give state PSCs like I did state PCS. Or if you are someone have worked already, you try to improve that skills, upskill yourselves to suit that previous job, and keep your resume and everything ready. And if you're someone, you can attempt CAPF exams like this, central exams like banking you can attempt, SSC you can attempt, and banking exam like SEBI, NABARD, RBI is there, then SSC is there, state PCS is there. So these are the few exams you can do. Yeah, this is the one thing is writing other government exams. Other thing is going back to a previous job or whichever domain you studied. For if you're a software engineer, study Python, SQL or something, and keep it as a backup. You're not going to forget your plan A, but keeping it as a backup. You have a confidence that I have something to fall back if it's not working. Because UPSC, you have to understand that it's not purely knowledge based. Okay, everyone is capable, but what works is the perseverance we have, the timing, the luck factor is also there. Okay, so right amount of guidance, right amount of source, so everything is there. We have multiple things. Some things are in our control, some things are not under our control. So both are there. So we should be very open minded to accept everything. Okay, so always think about two scenarios before the result. If I could clear, what I will do. If I could not be able to clear, what I will do. So prepare for I used to tell, one just to follow this, like hope for the best but also prepare for the worst possible scenario. Okay, so the best is you clear the examination. The worst possible scenario is you'll not be able to clear the examination, but you should have a fallback option that clears some kind of air in your mind. Okay, so that is very important. So okay, so now I take the questions. It's already too late. Mm. So CAPF is basically the same syllabus like UPSC, but extra you have to study maths a little bit more and science a bit more from NCERTs only. You study the PYQs. Paper one is mostly all about that, but cutoff will be higher. And paper two, it is like writing, essay writing, and a few other letter writing and all these things. It's very basic stuffs like 10th standard level. You can take from YouTube. It is available freely, so you can do it. But practice a lot because it's subjective only. So practice a lot. Then second stage there is a medical examination, which is more strict than any other kind. So you should also be knowing that. Okay, so that is also important. Third, there is interviews there. Yeah, that is same like UPSC interview. UPSC Bhavan interview will be happening. CSAT, which book I preferred? I haven't preferred any particular book for CSAT because book is not, no book is complete covers. Go for one. If you have attended coaching, it is fine. Go for one coaching. Or for aptitude, they used to cover the basic quantitative aptitude book, okay, from R.S. Agarwal. But I think for UPSC that is not that relevant. What you can do is PYQs. Again, PYQs you can fall back. Just PYQs has been solved and the explanation is given. And also in YouTube, what you can do is take a topic number system. They would have covered every number system questions from all the past years. Okay, so you refer to those questions. Just pass the question, pass the video, see the question, solve yourself, and then check the video itself, how he is solving, whether he is using any shortcuts and all things. Okay, from by doing this exercise, you will get familiar with the topics, and also with the formula sheet and basic notes. You should revise before going to take this examinations. Okay, like okay, basic formulas only you should revise. सो सर मैं आईडीजी तैयारी कर रहा हूँ 16 घंटे पढ़ना चाहिए लेकिन मैं 6 to 8 घंटे में ही तक जाता हूँ क्या करूँ प्लीज हेल्प सो इट इज एनी एग्जामिनेशन आई हैव ऑलरेडी कवर्ड दिस टाइमिंग इज नॉट एट ऑल important factor it's not going to deciding factor but whether you have completed the topic you have taken for the day that is very important okay so as it seems to be clearing prelims but only covered PSR paper 1 please provide strategy to cover paper 2 in this limited time whether can refer map notes or practice PYQs on paper 2 or do what okay so for PSIR again I'm telling this is the PYQ compilation which I followed political and international relations chronicle so here see I've fully there is tax again there is tax here so what I've done is I've read the entire answer explanations like again a book itself like class notes I've read entire answers for each questions and I took notes out of it as well so I took notes out of it as well so value addition is done okay so value addition has been happening here so you can use this approach if for time you are running out of time and you can't able to do a lot of mocks explanations this kind of thing you can refer to PYQs you read every questions and you take notes out of it or you highlight it and refer it for last time you add in the class notes for paper 2 you refer MAM notes because that's something comprehensive it's more of current affairs based so refer MAM notes and practice PYQs both you have a lot of time now it is not a big deal yeah but MAM reading the notes is something very important you can't skip it film strategy I've given research strategy I've given question बाद में लेंगे पहले आप बोलिए नहीं okay so by this attempt you are referring to it yes it's optional PSAR OP Gauba for WPT no it is not needed MAM notes is enough yes sir ma'am yes should I read all subjects first and then make notes or should I read one subject make notes out of it then move to the next subject for the standard works this is one important question so should I read all subjects first and then make notes see there is one day fully you have one day but first half of the day I used to keep a day in 3 or 4 sessions like example morning 6 to 9 one session then I eat then 10 to 1 session then I eat and 1 hour break then 2 to 5 one session and tea break for half an hour or something 15 minutes then 5 to 6 I used to read that toppers paper then again from 5 to 6 then 6 to 8 I used to study then dinner then again 9 to 11 this is how I used to study in some not every day but this is the picture I have planning I have okay so morning I usually do is what I do is I revise or if something is very new I used to study most probably I revise whatever I did in previous day or solve in the question explanations I read it so something your subconscious mind is more active in morning so I would suggest you to do that in morning okay then 9 to 12 or 9 to 1 which is a core time of preparation here you have to read new things okay first take a subject called history for example I'm telling to take a modern history you read particular part of modern history for modern history so uh, you might feel if someone feels the syllabus is very huge and you are doubting that how to cover the syllabus I use this approach like you can break the syllabus into smaller parts for example modern history what I do is first the pre modern like 1600s to 17 something 1707 the death of Aurangzeb till that the okay, before British. Then from that onwards, British inroad starts in. So from 1700s, like that East India Company, everything comes like 1600 itself. But in 17, the Clive and the Charter Act, all this begins in 1772. Warren Hastings will bring this Charter Act. Okay, so from this to 1858, this is one particular topic. In meantime, also you have to study that social religious reform movements and also the early national movements in India. That is also you have to study. So till 1858 this is. Then 1858 say for 19 not 1915 that you know that is nationalist and moderates are there. So from 1915 Gandhi's entry, so Gandhian phase is there, 1915 to 1920 1947 till that Gandhian phase is there. NCM, CDM and all these things are there. So you can split the entire syllabus into like 4 or 5 subparts, and you complete one part, one particular 9 to 1 session. The next day morning, you revise that whatever you did in 9 to 11, you revise it in 6 to 8 session. Okay, so I think it is understood. You understood this. So this is something very important. Then post lunch, I used to. It is like sometime we feel sleepy or mind is not that active. So I used to see the videos like essay videos or topic talks or anything like that. Whichever I could benefit from it, I would read the crash course or something like that. Okay. So post tea, I used to read toppers paper. Then again night, again the second subject. For example, now I take some days polity, because history and polity you can combine and study, because there is a lot of continuity is there and a lot of interchangeable things are there. So history and polity. You study polity till before fundamental rights. Till fundamental rights, you can study historical background, that all the acts and everything, how the states evolved and how citizenship has been given, and all these things you can cover. Then second day you can cover fundamental rights, DPSP, fundamental duties. Then third day you can cover union government and state government. Both are little but same. Here president, governor, yes, and council of ministers. Here also council of ministers. Here attorney general of India, advocate general of state. So this is how you can compare and study. And then the fourth day you can give municipalities, panchayats, and scheduled caste and scheduled tribes. Then fifth day you can give for elections and other miscellaneous topics. Okay, so federalism you can give one day, and the miscellaneous topics the sixth day. So if you do this, you can complete 2 subjects in a week. Modern history also you can complete, and polity also you can complete. Then weekend you try to revise the subjects. Okay. So this is how you should do. For economics and geography, you can combine. Then economic, geography, agriculture, all these things you can combine. Okay. So then international relations, internal security, one day you can do it. Then disaster management, one day you can do it. So this is how you will do it. Okay. But be thorough with the previous years. For example, disaster management, there will be compulsorily there will be one question. Internal security, there will be compulsorily 3 to 4 questions. IR, there will be 3 to 4 questions compulsorily. So this is how you should prioritize. You give priority to whatever area, the more questions are asked, weightage is asked, the cost output ratio is good. Okay, if you're investing particular time in that area, there should be at least some marks you should gain from that. So that is how you should do it. At the end of the day, it's all competition, so you have to be very serious about it. Don't go too depth like research and all. Okay, NCERT पढ़ने में पैराग्राफ कॉम्प्रिहेंशन करने में बहुत प्रॉब्लम होती है. So paragraph comprehension करने में बहुत, so you should include vocabulary is something by reading again and again. Paper reading is, that's why I'm suggesting paper reading. By reading paper you will increase your vocabulary, and this comprehension का कोई दिक्कत नहीं आता है if you read papers. Okay. But yeah, it is possible to clear in one attempt if I start today. I have done 40% option. See, like I'm telling, I've already told, it is not completely in our hand, because something is controllable and some things are uncontrollable here. So it is not entirely, we can't predict it. That should not also be your clearing the examination should not be your mission, your aim. Okay, so present day, whether you completed today's set of topics, whichever you planned, that should be your aim. Not completing, not clearing the examination. If you keep on thinking that, it will add a lot of pressure in your head. Okay, so don't think about that. GS papers or prelims only by reading book, it will be complete for class. See, GS papers, if you are okay with it, you have good guidance, you can go with the NCERTs and other basic books. But if you are someone who is new to all this humanities area, I would suggest you can take a class if possible. There is a lot of class available online. It's a free coaching is there. You can take for idea. For idea, you can follow that. Okay. So otherwise, you might be going in the wrong path. No one will be telling you. You'll be realized only after giving prelims or something. Okay. So, for should I rely on one source for current affairs like Hindu newspaper or read monthly magazines as well? See, reading newspaper and if you are taking notes, it's fine. But again, compilations will cover news from multiple papers and multiple sources. So I would suggest if you don't have time to read monthly magazines, at least read the PT. The before prelims they will be giving overall compilation, year-wise compilation, right? So you read that. That is something important. And reading paper is mandatory. It is not just for taking knowledge, but it is also for during mains and interview. You realize the importance of reading papers. Then only you will find it, because paper reading is not only taking knowledge. That should not be the aim while reading paper. It is generating articulation knowledge. When you read editorials, you would find out how to articulate a particular topic. Then avoid how to speak in various dimensions during interview. Okay, so this is the knowledge the skill we develop while reading newspapers. Okay, so that is should be very important. So how to gain clarity of thoughts? I'm reiterating again. You should be very thorough with the syllabus and PYQs. PYQs draws the boundaries. Okay, if you are able to draw the boundary for each and every subject, then clarity of thought will automatically will come. Okay, otherwise you will be open-ended. You will be studying anything and everything. Okay, so just to draw a boundary where you should stop and where you should start. So that boundary is very important. And for gain the clarity of thought, you should practice a lot. That is the only thing. You should read and read again and again and practice a lot. That is the only thing we can do. Okay, I think I've covered major part of the questions. If anyone want to ask any question, you can do it. प्रीवियस कुछ ईयर से GS3 में 100+ मार्क्स लेना भी बहुत मुश्किल हो रहा है. इवन फॉर टॉपर्स आल्सो. GS के लिए कैसे प्रिपेयर करना है थोड़ा डिटेल्ड में बता दीजिए. ओके, सो या आई विल शो ऑन पेपर इफ यू हैव टाइम फॉर GS3. Okay, so this is my GS3 paper, whether it's visible. So I think it is visible, right? So GS3 paper, it is here. See, I've written three lines maximum, 3 to 4 lines in introduction. Then I've given a box for example. Based on demand of the question, you can customize based on your it. So use such kind of diagrams to frameworks to write the answers. Okay. Also, I have used points. There is 2 parts in the questions. So one part you can address in point wise. One part you can address diagram flow chart wise. Okay. So see, I have given the data in the box and I have given point wise. So here I have given point wise. So this is how you can write in presentation. So you can use this presentation. So whichever I've done is I've taken something from toppers paper, something on my own creativity is there. So that is how you should do it. And so we asked question GS3 is बहुत कम marks आता है. So क्योंकि reason नहीं पता है मुझे. So because this paper is very diverse. You have multiple subjects like economics, environment, agriculture, and whatnot. Many subjects are there. Security is there. So resource management is there. Science is there. So multiple subjects. It is very difficult to complete all the subjects and revise because you don't have time to revise. After GS2, you only barely have 2 hours to, read whatever you have. So in the 2 hours, we can't study 5 or 6 subjects. And so same thing. Okay, so and sources is also not in a one single books like spectrum. Modernity there is spectrum, but for other whatever the topics in GS3 there is no one particular source. You have to refer to current affairs and other multiple sources. So that is why GS3 by nature itself is a very dynamic paper. But scoring 100 is a possibility. Given you have to have a good practice with the marks. You should use some flowcharts, some good pointers like very authorized sources like economic survey, budget, and all these things. And so this is how you can improve in GS3. To the point, address to the point. Okay, don't beat around the bush. Address to the point. Whatever 4 parts of questions are asked, address in 4 parts. Whatever the answers. Okay. Study routine I have explained. Which pen to use? I used a pen called Pentel. Pentel Energel. I used it. Blue color. So that is it. Otherwise, you can use Pilot V5 or V7. I used Pentel Gel. Okay, that was good for me. GS2 main resources: what to read and what not. What not? I think What it is, Lakshmikant is enough. Class notes and Lakshmikant is enough. But Lakshmikant, you should also be able to give a continuity. Like, for example, pardon. Pardon is there means it will be given. President can pardon, governor can. You will compare that. For films, mostly we will do this. But if you think, what are the few important judgments regarding pardoning powers? For example, like Deepak Hurra, Ashok Hurra, that judgment was there. Maruram Epru Sudagar, that judgment was there. It is regarding pardoning. That is the detailed guidelines has been given by the Supreme Court for how to the pardoning and appeal for pardon, everything. So these kinds of things are missing in Lakshmikant. These things I think you should research in the research means in the kind of browse and Google, and you should find it. That curiosity you should have. Yeah, what as I told earlier itself, no. So, key what quote you use, what judgment you use. This is all in your own. You have to work on your own. Difference in answer writing in GS2 and PSIR. It's a very good question. So for GS2 and PSIR, sources is not much difference. PSIR use scholars a lot. To substantiate your point, use scholars. For example, federalism means you use one kind of scholar. Secularism means you use one kind of scholar, like Rajiv Bhargava we use, like Yogendra Yadav we use, and also Rudolph and Rudolph. So these kinds of scholars we use. But in GS2, there is no need for scholars. Even if you write, it is not a crime. The marks will be awarded for that. Okay, but don't write most theory and scholars in GS. GS address the question. Whether they ask some particular question, significance of basic structure of constitution, you write 5 points of what a basic structure of constitution means. So it is an evolving document. It is given in this. So you start with it is given in this judgment. It evolved through this judgment. It's evolving concept. There is no particular concrete definition for this. So these are the things. It's a evolving thing. It's a judicial. It's a judicial review document. Then it helps in check on executives. So these kinds of things you can write, and you can give particulars. What are the features which are based part of the constitution? Okay, so that you can write. डिफरेंस इन आंसर राइटिंग इन जीएस टू पीएसआर सर फिलोसॉफिकल ऐसे के लिए कैसे प्रिपेयर करना है कैसे इंट्रो बॉडी कंक्लूजन कैसे प्रिपेयर करना है थोड़ा डिटेल में बता दीजिए यस सो यस आई हैव ऑलरेडी हैव told about this philosophical essays so introduction you have to keep prepared beforehand like anecdotes or anything you can write anything you have a complete freedom here but keep prepared beforehand itself then intro to body you have to going to interconnect and explain the given topic the quote philosophy in that second paragraph actually like one page or 3/4 of page you do that then the main body you write three kind of things like I explained detailedly with happiness so how you can for someone this is happiness present is happiness someone past is happiness someone future is happiness so I have told with examples UPSC also you can take as example for that one that is I think I already have discussed detailedly so please revisit the video. These are sources I just followed only one ma'am notes. Yes, that's it. I think I have answered majority of questions. So city. So that is should not be a matter. कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता whichever city it is. Yeah. So I given Chennai only. Yeah, Tamil Nadu. So yes, I think we can close it. Or how many readings for NCERT? See again, there is no kind of you should there is no kind of numbers you should get the basic idea what it is trying to do what is the by reading NCERT you will get idea of where the syllabus is how much depth the syllabus we should go for a particular topic we should go that is the importance of NCERT but what I would feel personally is you give one or two readings two readings after two readings you take notes from a topic wise for example if you are taking 6th hour past one is there no so if you are reading that what you take is you take notes out of it for example 10 chapters are there take 20 pages of notes or 10 pages of notes that is enough like writing important terms important year conditions or years or something like that which is not available in spectrum you take from that if something is repeated again in spectrum you don't want to take that so first I would suggest is spectrum should be your core NCERT whichever has been not present in spectrum you can take that and you can keep as additional notes that is important. Is it okay or I should tell any particular thing in NCERTs? Please comment. सर आप जब आंसर किस करते तो तब आपके आंसर को किस से चेक करवाते थे? So yes, for option answer checking, I give to the whichever institute I'm writing the essay test. They will check, and one more time I will check on my own self evaluation. I did it. Doubt I have PSA optional classes, Subranjan notes. What should I choose? I have PW. What is PW? I'm not sure about it. PW optional classes. Please, okay, okay. So if you are having Shubhranjan notes, then you have to stay Shubhranjan class only, because you can't take some other classes and you study some other notes. That will not be, not be set. Okay. So if whatever notes you are following, take their classes itself. That is something very good if you're planning to take class. So I think I've covered major parts. Okay. So can we end the session here? Physics Valla. Okay. So I'm not aware who is taking Physics Valla. But if you are doing Physics Valla, try to keep their notes as main notes and take some additional points from ma'am notes. Or else, if you are going to ma'am notes only, then take ma'am's classes itself. How many iteration you perform for solving the paper for prelims? Yeah, this is one question. See, for prelims preparation, in first iteration, I used to solve majority of questions. Whichever question I used to get the answer in first reading or second reading itself, or whichever question I eliminate two options and 50-50, and whichever questions I am familiar with. So all these questions I used to solve in one iteration itself. So in this iteration, I will be solving around 70 questions, like 65 to 75 questions. So I will keep only two iterations. Then second iterations, I will revisit. Okay, the wherever there is 50-50, wherever there is the questions I am familiar with. So in these areas I used to revisit and think a bit while, and also shade I just used to mark in the paper itself. I will not shade for that particular question in the bubbles. So post that I used to shade it. So the two parts I did. Yeah, don't just keep thinking on particular question. It is of no use. If some question is bigger or it is completely irrelevant to you, just skip to the next question. Okay, that is something we have to do both in CSET and GS. Okay, so that's the same thing. Okay, so I think I've covered major parts. If you have any doubts, you can always contact me through my Gmail. I will ask to attach here my Gmail. Okay, so you can always bring your query there. Okay. So how can you tackle the question of prelims of only one pair, only two pair? Yeah. So only one pair, two pair is it's something very difficult at present point of time. So here what we can do is there is a lot of things that are being told, like all of the above is sometimes, most probably it is a safer option. And for some questions, if two options of the same start with the same wording, then one might be correct and other might be wrong. So these kind of tricks you should also be knowing, because this question is only not about knowledge. You should also have know the knowledge to eliminate the options and bring the best option out of it. So these kinds of tricks are available in online. You can refer to it. It's in Telegram or YouTube. There is a lot of tricks has been circulated. You can refer to that and you just practice beforehand before applying in the main examination. Okay. Here's your Telegram channel link. Yeah, I will share it. Yeah, I will ask to pin in this video. Okay, from the team itself. Okay. Okay, so that's it. I think. Thank you for patiently listening this session, and thank you UPSCTIME for giving me this opportunity. So whatever doubt, I asked the channel to pin my Telegram channel link and my Gmail address. So if any doubts, you can always be open to. Yeah. So all the best for everyone who have given the prelims. I hope everyone will able to clear the prelims and appear for mains and also be successful in your results. So thank you. Bye.